Hello, Samantha. I just finished watching your final informative speech that was about bees and their effects on the ecosystem. So to begin, I want to focus on the organization particularly because that was what was stressed in the reply rubric. So listening to your speech, I wrote like on my notes, great organization. That's because I think the way your paragraphs were ordered, how they were structured, it was very clear. And it really just made logical sense given the progression. So, your first main point was about pollination, how it works. Your next main point was about uh, why bees are important. And then your final point was the health benefits bees provide for humans. So, all three of these make sense. They build upon one another. The pollination builds onto or it just helps give an intro to how the whole process even works and what it does. And then your second part discussed, why bees are important. So it discussed why in general they're important for the ecosystem. And the third part was how does it apply to us? And I think that's a great way to structure your speech. So that was good. Okay, now I want to mention three things I believe you could work on and improve within your speech. Two of them relate to citations, and one of them is just more of a generic nitpick, I guess. So the first thing I noticed was right off the bat, you kind of introduced yourself and said what you're going to talk about. Start with your hook, which is your introduction. Start with your introduction. Start with your hook. That way, you pull your audience in with your hook. Otherwise, what really is the point of the hook if you've already introduced yourself and the topic? You kind of already jump started the audience before they're ready for that, if you will. Next, I wrote, secondly, I think your citations could be a little smoother. You had the same problem I did, so I'm not just harping on you when I'm saying this, but the citations were a bit jumbled, or they looked like they weren't rehearsed enough a lot of the time. So just make sure you improve on that. And it's kind of a boring aspect of the speech that we don't like to do, but it has to be done. Make sure you rehearse those citations. And then finally, your first couple citations within your first body paragraph specifically did not really apply to the first body paragraph. So you discussed in the first body basically pollination and how it works. Yet you kind of discussed more so about the benefits that bees provide to the ecosystem, which again is jumping the gun a bit on your body paragraphs. Now, one compliment I had written down was that your speech was concise and well timed. So you met the 4:30 to 6:30 time mark, and you also the 4 minute to 6 minute and a half minute time mark, and you present your speech in a very clear way. So I was able to learn a lot within a quick time span, and that was very well done. Overall, good work with the speech.